Okay, so this is a video demonstration of how the school software works. Okay, so first we log in as an admin. So we enter the name and then the password. Okay, login. Okay, so here it sends us to another page with a menu for the administrator. Then the options available to the administrator to perform certain functions. So let's say we click on the students by class. Over here, it gives us a list of classes that have been added to the system. It gives us the number of students in each class, and then it gives us the total below. So let's click on class 1. Okay, and then it gives us the list of students in that class. So assuming you are looking for a particular student, and we can just start using the search feature. We can just type the name. So let's say Kenneth, and then it gives us the detail for that particular student. You can go back, and then on each line it tells you the student ID, the admission date, the name, the gender, the term payment, the term arrears, the credit balance, and a few other options. The pencil sign is for edit, and then the X means to delete the student. And then there's the option to pay fees. So let's try paying fees for a particular student and see how that works. So we are going to pay for Sadio. So click on pay fees. And over here we have to select the date and then the amount that we are paying. So in this case we are paying 300. Click on pay fees. Okay, so it's done now. It gives us a breakdown of the payment, and then you can print preview the receipt. So you click on that. Okay, so then it gives you a receipt that you can print out. Going back to the software, let's click on if you have a new student that you want to admit into the system, all you have to do is just click on add it, and then a form pops up for you to add the student information, and then once you're done you just click on register. That's fine. And then assuming you have a particular student that you want to edit their details, click on students by class, click on the pencil sign, and then the form appears for you to continue editing. Yes, you can edit, take out, and then once you're done you just click on edit student and it will be done. Okay, so now to the fees options. Under fees options, there's view term fees, create term fees, modify term fees, and then view term bills. So let's say we just want to view the term fees. Take view term fees, and then each class has the fee items under each one. So you can tell that KG2 has first aid, exam fees, tuition, and PTA. That's all. And then KG1 has a different fee items. Then we have the same for the others. So as we want to create a new term for that particular for particular classes, you just click on create term fees, and then you click on that. Okay, the form appears for you to create term fees, and you select the term. So let's say in this case third term. Select the duration, so maybe from August to December, or maybe September, that case. So, and then you select the year, so 18. Then you enter the first item. So let's start with tuition, and then we'll come to the rest. So tuition, and then you add the first item. Okay. So with the first item added, you can continue to add more items. So let us add exam. Then you add the amount. So let's say 50. Add. Okay. So you add more. The furniture. Okay. So the furniture exams, let's say PE2. Most schools have PE, so I think 14. Okay, so add that. Okay, so you can keep adding until you have the number of items that you want, and then you click on apply fees to class. And then you scroll below. You can select the classes that this particular fee items will apply to. Because there are few items that sometimes apply to just one class, some also sometimes apply to multiple classes. So it depends. In your case, if it applies to multiple classes, you can select those classes. If it applies to just one class, you select that class as well. Then just click on submit, and then the fees for that particular term will be billed to all the students in that particular class that you selected here. And then that means that you've created a bill and a term fees for that particular class, right? So here too you can view. So let's go back to the menu. We go to modify term fees. That's where you can go to the class and then you can modify their you can add more. Maybe in case maybe you forgot to add something, you can just come and add it to it, and all the students in that particular class will be billed as well. So let's go to view term bills. Here you can view the bills for a particular class. Then you can print them out as well if you want to. So yeah, I chose the class as class 1, and then here it gives, on each line it gives the option to view the bill for that class. Okay, so here it gives a breakdown, and then you can look at the print preview, and then this is the bill for that particular class. Okay, all right. Okay, you can print the bill out for the students. Okay, so let's go to payments. You can click on pay fees if you want to pay fees. It works just like the first example that we did. You can the first list, the list of students owing school fees. You just click on the class, and it will give you the list. Here you can print out and then use for your school. Okay. And then for the payments, you have fee reports where you can select a form and to date to check the fee payments. You can narrow it down to class. You can narrow it down to particular student, just to check if maybe a school fee, a student has paid for a particular period, what they paid, and all those other things. So you can just get those information from time to time if it's necessary to. Okay, so we have few options. Then we have the manage classes, where you can manage your class. So here you add manage class, okay, manage classes. This gives you the options to add classes, or you can delete the classes. So maybe here we already have playgroup, nursery 1, KG1, KG2, but probably in your school the name of your classes and maybe some of the classes might be different. So over here you can manage those, you can add, and then you can subtract as well. Okay, then we come to the terminal reports. So you view the subjects that each class is. So here it tells you the number of subjects by each class, and these are just sample data. I'm sure probably your school might be different, so you can enter those. And here you can edit and click on the pencil sign to edit the subjects for that particular class. Okay, you can add subject also by clicking on the add subject option. And then so here let's say class 3. If you want to add subjects for class 2, how many subjects do you want to add? Maybe 8. You click on next. Then the fields are created for you to add all the subjects. And then once you are done, you just click on add, and it will be done for that class. Okay. So reports by class. We have reports, terminal reports by class, and then reports by subject. So let's go to report class. You select a class. Yes, then so list of students in class 3. So let's say we can view reports for that particular class. So over here you enter the details, classwork, class test, homework, and all those, and the computations are done. And then you can scroll down to print the terminal reports, and that's how it looks like. If your school has a different terminal report, it can be modified for you, so there's no problem. And then yes, Okay, so moving on. This is the school data where you can enter your school information, and this information appears on the receipt and the terminal report. So here, your school crest, your school information, the school address, the phone number, the motto, and all those other things. You change them here. Okay. Then promote students. So after every third term, we know that there's usually promotion. And here you can move students from one class to the other. So usually start with the top class, but then let's say if it's a basic school type of school that's acquiring this, we say that maybe probably they are leaving from JHS 3 to a graduated class. So you just move them, start with one class. So we start with JHS 3 and then we move them to graduated students. So then all the students in that class will move to graduate students, and then JHS 3 becomes empty. Then you can move JHS 2 into JHS 3, and then you keep doing that so you get to the lower level. Okay, that's fine. So here it gives you a list of students. I think we don't have any deleted students in the list, so that's fine. Here you can just add petty expenses that you have been doing in the school. Then you can record that data as well. Okay, so here too you can view your staff, your teachers, you can add the information here. That's fine. Then here are the users. So you can add multiple admins, you can add multiple teachers, you can add multiple accountants, multiple head teachers. You can do those all under add users. Okay, so here you add a user, you select what type of account is it, administrator, head teacher, and accountant. You'll notice that the teacher user is not here because those ones are a bit special. So in order to add a teacher user, you have to come to users and come to add teacher users. Yes, so you add a teacher user here, and then once you're done adding, you come to users again, and then teacher users, you click on teacher users. Okay, cool. So here are the teachers here. Now over here you notice that there are permissions. Now a teacher has to be assigned to a class, and then they have to be assigned to subjects as well. It's only with that they can have the access to a class and then the subjects. So that when they log in and they enter the student information, that is for the terminal reports. They do not have access to other classes that probably they don't teach or something. So we click on permissions. And over here it tells us the students that the teacher privileges, teacher permissions privileges for young people who's a teacher. It tells us that they have access to class JHS 3 and then JHS 2, and then the subject that they have access to for JHS 3 is maths, and in JHS 2 they have access to science. Yes. So over here you can select if for instance you want to add more, you can just select maybe in this case they still have access to maybe JHS 1, and then here once you click on the JHS 1 it will populate the classes that JHS 1 has, and then you can select the subjects that probably they are supposed to have access to, and then you add the privilege. Then this teacher, when they log in as a teacher, will have access to their class and then the subject, and then you can enter the details. Okay. And there are custom reports. Now every school has certain reports that they feel are important to them. So over here it can be added for you. Then the extra activities, maybe feeding, you want to keep record of income and expense for feeding, stationery, kitchen, all those other things, you can do them here and then get the report and the income or expense reports. Yes. Okay, so that's about it for the administrator. So let's log out as administrator and then log in as an accountant. Okay, so once you log in as an accountant, you realize that the menu is slightly different from that of the admin. Okay, and the accountant is able to perform almost the same functions as the admin, just that they don't have a lot of other things in them. But it's usually related to paying fees and then getting reports for fee payments and then expenditures and those other things. But and that's about it. But they can't create users or edit a few other things. So let's log out and then log in as a teacher and then see how the one will look like. Okay, so once the teacher logs in, you can see that they have edit time reports, terminal reports, and then change password. These are the only options they have access to. And then over here, classes assigned to teacher by admin. So you realize that this particular teacher has been assigned just one class, which is JHS1. So once they click on that, and these are the subjects that have been assigned to this particular teacher. So they can only modify those. So you click on that, and then you come in, and then you can see that these are the students in that class, the subjects, the class test, and all these other things. They can then enter and then save, and that's it. You can change their password as well, and that's it. Okay, so that is basically what the school software does. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.